Okay. So yeah. What are you guys doing now? You've been dismissed from the meeting.
Like, I assume that Zai sent us that information document thing.
Yeah, it's video files, right? So.
It's a video file, yeah.
The second he sends it to me, I actually just delete it.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm just in the.
I'll go to the med bay.
What was it, sir?
Then I'll go to the med bay.
Yeah, I'm mostly just in
That'd
the
be my job.
officers' lounge. I'm not actually drinking. I'm just hanging out in there. Oh, he must actually alive.
Yeah, I was going through my morning routine, getting my parents out of the fucking house.
Where you talk to your mom?
So yeah so wait, who would be in the officers' lounge, or like where you guys are hanging out?
Pretty much, I'm pretty much live in the officers' lounge now.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm in the
so
armory.
like I said, it's basically the only place on this ship that is like an appropriate size for you, like for you guys.
Mhm.
Everywhere else would probably feel big apart from your rooms. Like,
Yeah.
Med bay, baby.
sure.
Yeah.
Cargo hold?
The biggest room on the ship.
Like, Vincent's probably set up like a small computer terminal in one of the corners that he uses.
He's just moved a computer in there, just like, yeah, this is mine
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Somebody walks into the officer's lounge, you're like, hey, get out of my room!
Yeah.
If Mary's in the firing range, I would go there because he realized her
Oh.
reaction was one of the least negative ones.
I mean, you got
It's funny
hugged
because
by-
Mary's gonna try to find you, so she's gonna head over to, I don't know, the AI core.
Sure. So we see this like weird game of like cat and mouse where,
And then eventually Zai realizes that he can just look on his like hologram thing and he can find where everyone is.
yeah. So like
and
when
Mary's
you pull up your hologram thing, BB appears to both you and Mary. Like the avatar appears in both places, and says, "Well, that was very amusing."
Simultaneously.
Yeah. Well, that was very amusing.
Right, BB, where's the Zyga?
Projects a map and like there's like a
The
red blip. It's just like doot, where
head in your direction.
was yeah, and it's heading towards you.
Just dispenses like a
Alright.
motion tracker out of the wall.
Alright, let's not play hide and seek, I'll just wait.
That is probably a good idea. Sure. So yeah, Zai, you find.
Yeah, I will.
Hmm.
I go.
So yeah, what do you two do anything specifically together, or asking questions, or?
Yeah, Mary's just like, Zy, my grandfather kinda hunted aliens, so yeah, you kinda know that now.
I would be more offended if he had killed any of my people, which is highly unlikely, because we left the war before it had truly ended, and we had little to no contact with the outside world for many years. Plus, you are not your grandfather.
Well, that's good to hear. But you apologized for like a war over there, and I kind of feel like an asshole. So I'm sorry for what it's worth.
Thank you. Also, he's not wearing his power armor anymore, or his armor anymore. He's dressed in some weird clothes that I haven't thought of what they look like yet. So we'll just
A really cool
Gloss over
assassin
that.
suit that's black and red.
Are you wearing?
And changes color when he becomes loyal.
good color.
Yeah.
Huh.
Give it loyalty.
Yeah, you get different clothes when they become loyal.
They do, don't they?
That's
Yeah.
great. Okay.
Because Mass Effect.
So what are the rest of you doing? So
I come over the loudspeakers
Yep.
on the ship. And I call Aaron to the med bay.
Yeah, I'll go. Do I still have a hole in me from when I got shot through a laser?
Nah, I
and,
healed
like
you.
2 other
Yeah,
people?
you healed yourself.
Okay.
So I'm probably just
Damage
bleeding my
still.
armor.
He's just
From my-
really, really pale.
okay.
Hole in
So
his chest.
so when Aaron like walks into the room, BB appears and says, "Ooh, are you gonna make him tilt his head and cough?"
I just coughed.
Elijah's like sat behind the computer, and then she shuts it off, and then puts a necklace around her neck, and then puts it like under her vest top.
Okay.
And then and she just says, Aaron, I'm gonna need you to take your shirt off.
BB's
I
voice.
just do it. I'm not gonna even ask questions at this point.
BB's voice comes over. "Oh yes, this is my favorite bit."
No, I'm not gonna make him deliver pizza, baby.
Damn, my fantasy is ruined. Maybe next time.
Yeah, I just walk over to him and I check where he got shot, which was like his abdomen, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Something like
something
that.
like
I think it was around there, yeah.
Yeah, I do some tests and make sure basically that I healed everything right and didn't accidentally put his liver against his stomach, etc.
Yeah, no, you
Stuff
managed
like
to.
that.
You've managed
Yeah.
to heal
You'll
everything
break the
correctly.
brain with the spleen.
I know. but
And
yeah.
then at the end, like when like Aaron like puts his shirt back on, BB kind of like hovers down to like sit on your desk or whatever, wherever you've set yourself up, Elijah, and says, "So tell me, Doctor, is it a boy or a girl?"
It's I'm sorry to let you know, baby, but he's not gonna live.
Ah,
Damn it.
My
And
worst
then
fear.
his
Gun
eye
comes out the roof.
looks sad.
He's got an unfortunate case of I don't give a fuckitis.
BB like
I'm believing everything she says
it,
right
it,
now.
it plays a finger of like it plays like a noise of like a snapping finger, like the click, and it says it says "Damn, I was really looking forward to my first child."
I look at Aaron and I'm just like, you're gonna be fine, man. I got everything right. He is at full health, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did heal everyone fully, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
was never
'Cause I
injured.
kept healing them until they were full, I believe. But no, I just say like, so what do you think of the new member of the crew?
Interesting, but I figured when we joined this unit, everything was gonna go kind of weird.
Good
I
luck
mean, I
with
didn't
them, like,
I mean, I didn't expect an AI. Then we got an AI. I mean, where's the only place we can go up from there? I guess an alien. So.
Nope, Batman.
It's got to worry you about what's next, though, doesn't it?
Well, as long as Zai doesn't bring some Tech 5 weapons, or we don't have to deal with that, I'm content with whatever
Unless we get to use
have ahead
them.
of us. Not a fan of them myself.
Yeah, point down on your revolvers. I see.
I prefer something that I can understand. I just shoot it, a bullet comes out, and it goes out through somebody's head. With that, I don't know what's going to happen.
Hey, you should look up the cancer gun. That's some crazy shit, man. I don't actually say that one.
Wait, didn't we? No. Ah, darn! I had something you were going to say after that.
I can say it if you want. Yeah, I can say it. So
Yeah, I was like, I thought we already cured cancer.
And that's why we made a gun to make it again.
that was that was a governmental conspiracy, my friend.
That's why we weaponized it.
God damn.
Well, like, I guess like just from then on, I guess like just shirtless montage, like an actual conversation between two people, kind of thing, until I dismiss him.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I slap on the back and just say like, "Keep it up, soldier."
Sure. All right.
Where's the part where you shove your fist down his ass?
That's for you.
Head sideways and
Oh,
cough.
okay.
Anyway,
Done
if
anything
anyone's
wrong
got
yet.
anything else to do, I'll if not,
Sure.
other stuff.
But yeah. So who is in the office? Is it just Andrew who's in the office lounge?
I'm not in the
Vincent's
officer's
there, he's on the
lounge.
computer.
I probably would like wander over there at some point.
Okay. Sure. It's probably a point where you're there.
You know, walking my dog because we got
Yeah.
so much room. Have to
Vincent's
go
in the
somewhere
corner that he
else.
claimed.
The captain walks in, just walks over to the bar and pours herself like a I don't know, like a rum on ice or something like
I just imagine that when the
Rum
captain
rocks.
walks in, BB just turns into a holographic bartender.
that. he doesn't project. That's one thing you probably noticed. He unlike a lot of AI, he will never project like a human features, like a human face or like a body or anything. He'll like project other stuff, like you've seen him project like a cup or like a letter or something. But yeah, he's never projected a like human like face or features or body or anything like that. But yeah, she just walks in and pours herself a very stiff drink. And kind of like nods towards you.
Vincent's in his corner, like he's actually on. He pretty much Vincent's on the computer in the corner, just researching about the alien war.
Sure. Yeah, you can find all sorts of crap.
Yeah, he's just like seeing what he can find out.
I wonder if I actually finished writing up the PC version of all my information.
I would assume he had access to the logs that were on the ship that BB accessed.
Yeah, all the files that BB was sent.
Like all the hidden stuff that like normal people don't actually know.
Yeah, like you were sent basically the stuff that BB was sent. BB made public.
Like
public
he's
knowledge.
reading that, he's just not reading any of the stuff that Zai sent him.
Okay.
What was that stuff?
It was just like basic kind of general knowledge stuff, but it went into like more depth of like here's the list of the alien races. This is what they did. These were their strengths.
Okay, so I would already know all of this.
Yeah, probably. Okay, did I actually finish writing up the? I don't think so. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, I'll finish doing that. We can roleplay out that conversation later.
Yeah, that would be possible.
Brilliant.
Awesome. So yeah, the captain she pours herself like another like that drink, like basically just downs it, refills it, and then walks out, carrying the tumbler. And then yeah, let's cut over to Mary and Zai. How does this conversation go?
Yeah, so Mary just kind of pouts and she tries to grab his hand and she's like, so since you're technologically advanced, how about installing a jetpack on my assault suit?
So I laughs. I don't.
What's a jetpack?
God, I just broke everything.
Sam did.
I broke my entire setup. I have to. Okay. Zai laughs, and I don't know how I would do that.
So you're into computers only, or
Sad face.
No upgrading my suit?
If I had the available technologies, I could, but this ship and its equipment is, from my
But
perspective,
this ship
relatively
is bloody empty. We could hijack a couple of rooms, build like an engineering thing.
I'd assume there's an engineering workshop on the ship somewhere already.
It'd be like a repair station and stuff for all your equipment.
Yeah.
I am
Shit.
not.
Sai, we have the technology. We can do this.
No, we don't. That's the thing.
I'm not entirely sure if you're being serious or not, but I could look into it if you wanted.
She gets this childish grin and starts to like, yes, we should look into this.
Human vocabulary is very unsubtle.
Like, where are you guys actually talking at the moment?
The
Just somewhere
gunners.
on the ship.
No, we're either
It's like
at
in the
gun range
hallway.
or near the AI core. It's basically either we're at Sai's place or we're at my place.
Okay.
Okay.
Just wondering.
So was there anything else anyone wanted to do? Like, you probably have about 30, 40 minutes before something happens. Yeah? What do you want to do, Elijah?
Listen to the interaction for the rest of the medical stuff.
Yeah, I've got at least two things I want to do.
Sure, go on, Elijah.
I'll call Mary to the medbay.
God damn it.
It just seems like it sounds like your big brother. Married to the medbay?
Obviously, don't say it like that.
Yeah, Mary shows up.
BB's voice comes through the speakers. Ah, can I watch this one?
No,
Ah,
BB, you
the
leave
next
for this
test
one.
subject.
You leave for this one, BB, as much as you can. You know.
BB says,
I don't mind the AI watching.
there are areas of the ship I don't monitor. Medbay is normally one of them. Goodbye again.
Does she disappear?
Yep, the hologram fades.
There's like
So,
Elijah's just sat on like one of the fucking beds as well.
I'm curious.
There we go. Yes.
How does the officer get to have both charge of the squad and the medical stuff?
Because I'm the medical officer.
Fascinating.
That's simply it, really. I'm a med and tech officer. I just was assigned this rank.
Some would say medtech.
Or tech med.
It's an awful lot of responsibility for one person.
That's why we have 3 officers on board.
Sounds like you might want to check yourself up as well.
Are you
That's what
hitting
my
on
plan.
me?
No, Mary, if you have something to say it. Don't try and dig around or take digs at me.
What?
Well, you did kind of kill one of the Cabal without
I did.
just cause.
Well, we're in the middle of a war. I can call that cause enough, but what's your issue?
They might be our enemies on the field of battle, but those people were outside of it. They were prisoners of war. I don't very much like that you just grabbed one of them and kicked his ass.
I tortured him and tried to find out information, what our superiors will do. And he had none. I put him out of the misery I put him in, simply.
Yeah, you did clean up your mess, and I confronted you about it, sort of. I'm sorry about that. I kind of freaked.
Mary, don't apologize. I know that I'm not exactly the most sane of people. I have issues. We all do. That's why we're in squads. That's why we're in the army. I mean, you're young. You're younger than us. Have you actually been in a fight before this sort of stuff? Well, you're like 19, aren't you? Like a private first class.
Yeah.
Probably like private first class is normally fresh out of boot.
She's actually private second class.
Ah, then yeah, you're totally a fresh out of route. Then I doubt you'd be actually in a battle.
Well, yeah, she's first class. Oh my god, I mistook the ranks. It's fine.
I'm about to say, yeah.
But yeah, she just kind of hesitates a bit, and she's like, "Does that matter?"
Yeah. We all have our issues. I'm here just to make sure you all live, and I also I put my palms out, and I'm like, about that as well. I didn't heal you first because I had other pressing people to heal. I'm sorry about that as well, but I had other things to do. So I didn't heal you instantly.
Stab me in the tits, why don't you? I was fine. That doesn't matter. What matters is you
brought
had
it
an
up.
option.
So at the
You
time,
had
it
the
didn't matter.
alternative to heal someone that you've beaten the shit out of, and you chose to shoot him.
Healing him wouldn't have done too much.
Well, now you have it. I don't particularly care for it.
I reach into I pull my necklace off, and I walk over to you, and I open the locket bit, but it's showing it's a locket. I open the locket. Inside there's a picture which looks a lot like me, and there's 6 really tiny SD cards, basically, like the 3200 version of them. There's 4 or 5 of them, and I hand one of them to you.
Now what's this then?
I suggest you watch it. It explains me. I'll give you a really sad smile as well when I say that. I'm here to keep the
Great.
squad alive, and I'm here to keep everyone trust. As doing that is hard, but I'm
contest that
not
it's
here to
hard.
harm the crew. I'm here to keep you all here and safe, innocent as much as war allows.
You already
Yeah,
have a lot of responsibility on you. Don't let me bother you too much.
No,
When we,
I'm enough. I have to deal with these stuff, and you're part of my crew. You're part of the squad I'm part of. And I take that because I want to, not because I have to. I take the responsibility because this is something I need to do, and I want to do. Watch it, please. And I give you a
Fine.
salute and dismiss you. Now,
yeah.
okay, I can send you what it is so you can read it, or I can just say it.
Just send it to me.
Oh. There you are. No, Sky. Anyone got anything else to do? Because I've got one more last thing to do that I want. Well, a bit. I want to do.
Go ahead and finish up what you're doing.
I want Zai
I
to
want
come
to do
my
one thing
bed.
as well. After we can do this first if you want, though.
Yeah, you can do you.
Zai would go and talk, or he wants to go talk to the captain.
He's in the officers' lounge, I believe.
Sure. Yes. You find her on the bridge. She's still got
Yeah, okay, yeah.
a half-empty cup of rum.
One person.
I salute her, though it's not the he puts his I don't know how to describe it, holds his fist up, so the fist would be facing towards her, and holds the knuckles towards his chest, right, this is his right arm. It's hard to explain properly, but it would be the outside of his fist would be facing towards her, and the inside would be facing towards him, up against his chest.
Sure.
Yeah, and he says, I'm sorry that you weren't aware of the full situation. I thought you had been briefed.
She turns around. She says, "It was not you who kept the information from me, Zai. You have
Nevertheless,
nothing to apologize for."
and as I have been under the assumption that you knew what I was, those terms, this whole time, which is evidently not the case. How do you feel about it? I know many of your people distrust spies, hate non-humans, with some credence to it, I will admit.
Zai, I don't hate aliens. I see them as a threat. They're two different things entirely. In some ways, I agree with the Admiral. Aliens, we've seen what they can do. Shonan appeared out of the blue killing billions, and we couldn't stop them. That's a problem. That's a risk. That is a risk which it is mine and, well, I guess the Admiral's job, which will soon be mine, to stop. Our entire organization. We were first built to stop this, to counter the threat posed by aliens. When the Canal showed up, we turned on them. But our underlying mission is to protect humans. Is to protect humans against anything that may come against them. Zai, I don't want to have to bring that into reality. I want to keep that mission parameter, at least with you and the rest of the Valron, simply that. I don't want to have to try and stop you. But humanity comes first. I need you to understand that.
I understand that from your perspective. I would like to again say that the Valoron will never take part in a war again, or at least my people, the newcomers, the Lan, as they will refer to them as. I cannot speak for them, but my people have taken great measures to assure that we will never take part in a war again. To our core, it does not. To our core, it disturbs us to war. We are not perfect. We are sometimes very arrogant, and we do have crime and we do murder, but war is one thing that we don't tolerate. To an extent. We will not attack the humans.
She smiles. She says, have you heard of an event in human history called the Red Winter? It's I don't know if you'd know. It's a pretty famous event. It's pre-Scream. But basically a colony, an Earth colony, built up a large stockpile of weapons to defend itself. And she's probably explaining this to you if you don't know.
I would know of this, but he would let her explain.
Yeah, she's explaining. She says, she's on this colony started with good intentions. Their weapons stockpile very much meant for self-defense. But in the end, it only took one bad leader to turn against the organized plan. One bad leader to use those weapons negatively. And I'll be honest, I'm afraid the Velron can fall to the same sort of influence.
I nods. The core difference there, Captain, I would say, is that the Valoron aren't human. This might be slightly xenophobic, I will admit, but from my observations, as humans don't mind war and bloodshed, you can forgive me, seem to resort to it quite often. I have read a lot of your histories, and it is filled with war. If you would read the histories of the Valoron, which I would gladly share some with you, there is very few. I will admit there are wars that have happened, but they are very few and far between. My people have evolved to not resort to mass violence, as it did not benefit us in our early days. This has stayed with us since I did say that we are not perfect, and we are not. We do hate and we do kill and aren't perfect beings. No being is perfect. That war is a fundamental thing that we detest. We don't like it. Fundamentally, it's part of our core. This is why, well, we won't use those weapons for any purpose other than to harm, other than to defend us from an attack, which we have done before against the canal, and we hope never have to do again.
She nods.
I know you might not believe me, because I am speaking as one of the Valeron, but it is true,
She nods. She says,
and that is all I can offer you.
I do hope you're correct, says I. Please understand, it's not that I don't believe you, or trust you, or don't trust your people. I have been raised, trained, to be suspicious, to be wary. It's who I am. And that's what makes me perfect for this job.
Synods. I will extend the same, I don't know what you would call it, but the same, I don't know what, that I did to the rest of the crew. If you have any questions for me about me and my history, or about my people and theirs, please do contact me. I am, well, it's a big ship, but I'm around. I will gladly answer anything that I am allowed to, and that isn't secret information.
Okay. So yeah, she says something along the like, yeah, I might take you up on that offer. And then either you leave or the conversation continues for a while, just small talk. And we can see what Elijah wants to do.
That's it. Just because in terms of TV timing, as soon as the conversation finishes between you two, Zai gets called to the medical bay.
Awesome, I love it.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes.
He does. When he walks in, he does the same salute, that he did to the captain, which I still don't know how to explain properly. Though, if you're looking at his direction, you would notice that on his hand there are 3 scales that are obviously metallic and different colors. One is blue, one is red, and one is black.
Elijah doesn't instantly reply, but if you're looking closely, her right eye glows a little bit, and then she replies to you in your native tongue and says, "Hey Zai."
He smiles. I have a question about this. For you, Liam. I don't know how this power works, but would it allow that, for the full spectrum of the language,
Yes.
because
The psychic can understand the meaning of a sentient subject's language, regardless whether or not she speaks the language or even has the correct physiognomy to comprehend it. Yeah, I can do everything.
That was the last part was gonna be my question as well.
There's a lot of vibrations that go along,
no matter what,
and
I can
subtleties.
talk a language.
Okay, so you will I'm kind of tired, so I'm not gonna portray this amazingly. But he is a lot less awkward. And you'll this language. There's a lot of subtlety that goes along with vibrations in the throat. Which helps display intent and emotion and that sort of thing, like sarcasm, joy, anger, that kind of thing. I did not know you were able to do that.
It's one of the things I can do as a psychic. I can learn anyone's language, albeit sometimes briefly.
Impressive. I don't know what you will be able to ascertain from this, as my physiology is substantially different from yours and what I assume you're familiar with.
That's one of the questions I had actually. I healed you in battle. Did I do everything right?
He removed his penis.
One
He
of his
jiggles.
penises.
He jiggles
Well,
around.
you can assume that like I've never healed someone that isn't human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He jiggles around a little bit, and I don't feel different. I probably got very lucky, or I got lucky. I don't know how that truly works to its fullest extent. I can read as much as I want, but I will never understand it. Like,
Nice. Elijah shakes her head and says, "I don't understand it either, and I'm it, and I have it."
I
Thing that
smiles.
happens with this universe.
Did you have any questions that you would
Oh yeah.
like answered? Nods his face. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Like he. Well, let's say what would she do? She would come over and she would apologize first as well. Sorry for snapping at you, but my job is to keep everyone alive, and at a time you endangered it, and that's all.
He nods.
I guess the stuttering goes to Elijah now. Not because she doesn't understand the language, but because she's trying to say something that she doesn't know how to say.
Right.
She keeps pausing, and it's just like, I don't hate you or dislike you. I probably trust you more than I did, to be honest. That's the only thing I worry about with this squad, is trust.
He
The only thing I
frowns.
care about.
If you had said that in English, I would not have been sure if you were being sarcastic or not. And then
If you'd said it
smiles.
in your language, I wouldn't have understood it. So
Well,
my
apparently you
perspective.
would have.
Only if I activate the power.
And I don't know how to. I don't truly understand how this works.
Oh yeah. It's a wonderful thing, never mind. If you ever do need to talk to someone in your own tongue, you know where to come. I can understand what it's like to speak in a foreign language. English isn't my first language.
Oh?
No.
What would that be?
Greek is my first language. The language of my mother and my family.
Does I speak that?
Probably
Zai
not.
barely speaks English.
Zai speaks a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
like-
languages.
He speaks like 8 languages or some shit.
He
It's
still
like
barely
he's
speaks
10.
English.
Speaks English perfectly. He just doesn't know how to communicate properly. Oh, he does.
He speaks Greek. Well.
If you have any questions for me about, and he just like gestures to himself, or anything, please don't refrain from asking. I am an open book until it becomes classified.
And we all. Yeah, she turns around and like walks to the computer, and as she does, if you're looking at her, you see because she's wearing a like basically like a desktop. You see like on her back an incredibly ugly scar on her spine, and yeah, but she just goes there and just turns around and sits down and gestures it to a seat near the desk.
When he sees that, since she can understand or comprehend the language fully, she would understand it as like concern, like a vibration
the
of concern or
inflections.
something like that.
What does he say?
He doesn't say anything. It's just, there's just that sound comes out like
Oh, okay,
concerned,
yeah.
but like not gonna mention it because she probably doesn't want it talked about.
No, like if you make that sound, I guess you'd just say like, "What's wrong?"
He looks down for a second. Your scar. It looks painful.
You read my file, didn't you?
I did.
This is the reminder I have of it. Every single day. Please
Sorry.
sit.
Please sit.
Yeah, she gestures just like a chair across the desk.
Does.
And then she like mostly because I can look it up. She just plies you with questions about your people's history, all that kind of stuff. She generally talks to you about your race.
Cool. He makes a comment about like having to take his shirt off or something. Like, yeah.
After like 5 minutes as well, I stop speaking your language.
Okay. I can send you like biological information about them that he would have told you.
Yeah, like she asked about like that kind of stuff and literally about your history, stuff like that.
The people's history.
Yeah, and your own as much as you can. He gets to know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll send you that stuff over if you don't want to do it now.
Yeah. For the other two, she doesn't have anything specific. She'd go through the same medical examination, etc., but she has nothing specific she wants to say yet.
Okay. Sure. So yeah, after we'll probably have a quick break here, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll have a quick break here, and then we'll go from there. Cool. So back in a sec.
Awesome.